I'm back with another Airsoft review video. This is the Matrix Elite M9 full metal construction gas blowback pistol. Now that this comes in black or chrome, it also comes in plastic or full metal. I'd advise you get the metal one though. It'll just hold up a lot better, last a lot longer. Comes with a chrome magazine. Has a little bit of wobble in it, but it is actually really solid, even though overall feels good, full size, shoots good. I won't have a ton to say about this gas blowback in particular, which, if you've been on the channel for a while, is a good thing. Because if I have a lot to say about it, usually that means it's got a lot of technical issues and things like that. This one doesn't have issues. I've had no problems with this. I have been using this with .25s originally, then I went to .28s. Now I use .32s, and it actually hops .32s really well. These chrome magazines also don't have any leak issues. They look kind of neat. They do get a bit of scratch and wear on them though, which is just gonna happen. It's very more noticeable on the chrome though. So there's one drawback to the chrome magazines. They do look nice though. They are a little bit more expensive though as well. If you get the chrome one, it's gonna cost you a little more for the chrome. The matte black is actually cheaper. So you're going to be paying a little bit extra for the chrome. Also keep in mind, the chrome looks really cool. It might not be for everybody, but I like the chrome. My personal opinion, I like the chrome on this. But it is kind of a dead giveaway on the field. It doesn't blend in with anything. And when the sunlight hits it, it's going to be the brightest thing on the field for sure. So do keep that in mind. This thing's not blending in very well. It's kind of like you have a small size Desert Eagle, because it's got the same color. So yeah, it's not going to blend in very well. So do keep that in mind if you get the chrome one. You're also going to be running a little more price on mags if you want the chrome mags. I'll link the Matrix gas blowback pistol along with the mags as well. I can't find any Matrix branded mags, but I can find WE ones, which is, from what I can tell, the exact same thing. So I'll run the WE ones down below. A lot of players have a whole time finding magazines for this. That's the only ones I could find. This is the only magazine that I have. I haven't bought any extra. I just won the one for this. As it's a secondary, I just never bothered buying extra mags for this thing. I don't know, I just didn't. I just never picked any extra up. I just didn't. For some reason, I just never bothered doing that. I do have 2 holsters. I have one polymer. And then this is what I usually use. Mine is a leather. It's got a little bit of wear on it. And then there's one BB dent right there. I would prefer the leather over this one, though, in my opinion. And the main reason why I would choose the leather, like I recommend the leather because the chrome one is going to be more obvious if you get scratches in it. And this plastic one's going to cause more wear. It won't matter with the black so much, but with the chrome, I prefer the leather holster just to keep the wear down a little bit so it doesn't end up looking like this magazine. It's got a lot of wear on it. But granted, this magazine's rubbing against metal on the inside and not plastic. But just for wear sakes, I would just use the leather one. The plastic one will probably be fine. I'm not sure how strong the paint is on that. The metal one, though, it's kind of obvious if it gets scuffs on it. The other thing is with the chrome, if you like, it gets fingerprints on this really easy too. So it gets dirty really fast. But the chrome just looks nice. You want to buy a can of green gas? I've found pretty much most brands work just fine in this. So it's not too picky on gas. I've swapped the recoil spring out as it's actually kind of weak on this model. That is one thing I will say about this M9, is recoil spring's really weak. So the slide has a bit of travel to get back. I still want a stronger spring than the one I have in it. Yeah, it could use a better spring than the one I even have in it right now. So the spring's kind of on the weaker side. This thing gets good range, good accuracy. It shoots really full on .32s. I go ahead and run the chrono test now. So you can see what this is running at on 3.2s. And then on the website in the description, it'll have 2.0s. I usually don't. Chrono 2.0s, I think it's pointless because nobody runs 2.0s. Don't run 2.0s, they just aren't very good. I'll run the chrono test now. Beretta .32. 251. 213. 239. FPS is pretty solid, shooting pretty good. Now mine is completely stock aside from the recoil spring that I have swapped out. For upgrades, I would recommend a Maple Leaf bucking and a Maple Leaf inner barrel. To get a little bit of extra range, a little bit extra firepower, Maple Leaf is a really good brand. I just haven't messed with mine or done any upgrades on the internals because right out of the box, this is shooting really solid. So I'm just going to use mine until the bucking wears out, and then I'll go ahead and swap out the bucking and the barrel. Once that wears out, I'll put in new bolts. That's usually what I do. I weld things out, then I put new pieces in that's better than the old ones. So that is the Matrix M9 Beretta. Overall really solid, has upgrade options, has some heft to it, and it's pretty good size that feels really comfortable in your hands, especially if you have bigger hands or bigger fingers. You might want something with a little bit more scale and size like this. I wear gloves when I play on the field, so this is really comfortable for me to use. This is by far one of my favorite gas blowback pistols by far. I enjoyed this so much, I've actually went and purchased the real counterpart of this gas blowback pistol. That's how much I enjoyed it, that I pretty much just said, you know what, I want an M9 now, so I bought one. Because this thing is just, it's solid, it's a lot of fun. It's nice having a fully metal sidearm. I like that it's fully metal, it just feels solid. So I would definitely recommend pick one of these up. Keep in mind though, it does not have any flashlight or laser capabilities, being there's no air. It also does not have any red dot capabilities either. So all you have is iron sights, and that's it. It does have a nice little red front sight that makes it really easy to line up though. I don't really play indoors though, so I'm not too worried about a flashlight. I'm outside. Flashlight doesn't really matter. For outside play though, it really doesn't make sense to have a chrome Beretta. It would be better to have a black one. Indoors, it doesn't really matter so much what you are running. You're not blending in anyways. So outdoors, the chrome's not the best color choice, but I like the chrome, so that's what I have. I personally prefer the chrome. I think it just looks really cool. Definitely recommend checking this out, picking one up. I'll link the mags down below. All you need for this is green gas, pistol, mags, and some kind of holster, and you'll be set to go. This is a good sidearm. Shoots really good at .32s. I would advise to use .32s if you're outdoors. If you are indoors, I would advise not to use them as they actually will leave some good welts on players. Found this out the hard way as I walloped someone pretty good with it. It does hit a little hard, so they'll definitely feel it on 3.2s. So indoors, use 2.5s. All 2.0s. I wouldn't really recommend 2.0s, so I'd use at least 2.5s. Outside, use 3.2s. 3.5s will probably work alright too. I used to use 2.8s. I use 3.2s now. I just want that extra range. So this is kind of like, I'd say this is a good DMO sidearm. If you want some extra range, you're shooting good and you need something that shoots a little hot, this is pretty good for that. Anyways, that'll be it for this video. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.